Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have the 2026 Nissan Murano. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the updates for 26, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 2026 Nissan Murano, and this is the SL trim level. So you're gonna have your SV, SL, and then the Platinum. I think this is kind of the sweet spot in the lineup. It gives you a lot of equipment, yet it keeps the price down a little bit from the Platinum, but if you're looking for all that good stuff, that is certainly one you're gonna wanna check out. Now let's start with what changed for 2026. They've actually gone away from offering a front wheel drive. So now all Nissan Muranos are gonna be all wheel drive. What's great about that? Looking outside today, we did get a lot of snow over the past week, so having the all-wheel drive for tackling these Minnesota winters is pretty awesome, yet you don't really sacrifice a ton of fuel economy. So one other change they made for 26 is a new driving mode for the Pro Pilot 2.1, which is Nissan's safety system. So we'll touch on that a little bit more, but the only other thing they added was an SL comfort package. So what that's gonna add is ventilated seats up front here, you're gonna add rear heated seats, and then also a power liftgate and massaging seats to the front. So if you're looking for a little bit of extra comfort and luxury, but you didn't want to maybe go to the Platinum, that is a pretty cool option now for 2026. Now, enough of the updates for 2025. Let's put this in drive. We'll go for a spin around and touch on some cool features in this particular model. Okay, so let's begin with what powers the Nissan Murano. Now, which one you're looking at doesn't really change the engine options. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and that's going to give you about 241 horsepower. Now, what's great, they've gone away from the CVT transmission, and this is now a 9-speed automatic, so I know a lot of you in the comments will be happy about that. It is a buttery smooth transmission out on the road. It is so comfortable and nice to drive. It really does make a difference with this new update. So last year was the big redesign. I think it had been almost 10 years before they had done anything with the Murano. I didn't know if it was going to go away or not, but they brought out this change. And I think the style and design language is so cool. It really kind of follows through what their kind of brand or design is going to look like in the future. It's just a really sharp looking vehicle. If you want a little bit more space than maybe the Rogue, but you don't want to go all the way up to the Pathfinder, don't need the third row, the Murano is definitely a pretty great, dare I say, luxury SUV. These are some of the most comfortable seats out of any SUV I've driven in a long time. Nissan always provides a lot of comfort when it comes to that, but these seats, especially in the Murano, are so good. I love how comfortable they are. Like I said, you can even get the massaging seats or the ventilated seats, but this SL package will have the heated seats as standard. Now, what's really cool about that, this one comes with the remote start on the key fob. So I was able to fire the vehicle up this morning before I even took off. Like I said, we got a lot of snow and it's pretty cold. It's only about 20 degrees this morning. So getting it kind of thawed out and getting all the snow off of it kind of helped out by just having that remote start built in. Now, with the engine option, like I said, going away from front-wheel drive, fuel economy is not really too affected. So it's kind of an intelligent all-wheel drive system. And what's cool, you can go into the digital gauge cluster here, and I can actually look at my 4x4 to kind of see where the power is going with the all-wheel drive. So right now, I'm in fully front-wheel drive. The roads got cleared off nicely, and I'm still going to get about 27 miles per gallon on the highway. Now, if you can keep your foot out of it, that's some pretty good mileage. Yet with the turbo, if you want a little bit of passing power, have a little fun, you can put your foot down and it gives you that instant response, which is great about these little turbocharged 4-cylinders. They kind of sip fuel, yet they still give you plenty of get up and go when you need it. Now, as I put my foot down here, you can kind of hear just taking off the line. It's pretty good. It's quick enough, I'd say, for 99% of your driving. It can get you out into traffic, yet, like I said, I'd rather maybe have the great fuel economy versus going back to the V6. And with that 9-speed automatic, it is so smooth. I can't get over it. You literally have no idea when it's changing gears unless you want to use the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. So you have this little D mode or driving mode. You can go between kind of a sport mode and an eco mode. So if you want to get a little sporty, use the paddles, you can, or put it eco and get the best possible mileage. Now, looking at the exterior on the SL, this one is going to have these really cool 20-inch wheels. So the wheels change depending on which trim level you're looking at. I think this is a really good design. It goes so well with the black exterior paint. It's kind of almost like a titanium accent or a little bit of silver that runs around the vehicle as well. That looks really cool. But I think, like I said, they made it a really sharp-looking SUV. It's kind of got that new updated luxury design look. It flows really well, and it's just, I mean, it kind of grabs your attention when it's on the road, especially with those cool LED daytime running lights up front. It's got a really cool headlight design that just kind of looks good. It just fits the flow and the vibe of the vehicle. Now this one will have a power liftgate out back, like I said, so you can open that up, and then there is a little handle back there that allows you to fold the seats down if you need a little bit of extra space. Like I said, this isn't a third row SUV. This is just going to be able to seat 5 adults. But 5 adults is what I said because it is giving you a ton of room in that second row. Not all SUVs give you a lot of headspace and comfort in that second row, but this one certainly does. Like I said, if you're not hauling stuff with you and you're bringing people around, having the ability to easily put 4 people very comfortably, and even 5 if you need it, is pretty awesome out of this Murano. But storage space in the back is also pretty good. There is a little bit of underfloor storage back there, but this one also comes with the Bose sound system. So that's got a Bose subwoofer under the back there, so it kind of hides it away, and the sound system is pretty incredible in here. But before we touch too much on that, into the second row of the vehicle, like I said, not only is there lots of room back there, but whether it's for the kids or maybe the pets, there's also vents in the back, and then you also get USB-C charging. So everybody can keep their device charged up when you're on the road trip or running around. It just makes it really simple, and there's also going to be USB-C charging up here in the front, along with wireless charging for your phone. Okay, now that we kind of covered everything else around the vehicle, let's talk about the driver's seat. I just don't want to get out of these seats. I wish I could pluck this seat out of this vehicle and put it into every other new car. It's like a lazy boy in here. It's just so good. And then we've also got the heated seats. So when I remote started at the vehicle this morning, it actually started the heated seats up for me, and it's got a heated steering wheel. So it's a leather wrapped heated steering wheel. And what's really cool, there's kind of no bottom to it. So you can rest your hands here when you want to get nice and toasty. It is so good, especially when it's cold and you're tackling this winter months for about 6 months up here in Minnesota. When you're nice and comfortable and warm in the car, it does make a really big difference. Now, this one does come with a new infotainment screen for the 25 update into the 26, and it's got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Google Assistant is built into here as well. So if that's something you've never used, it's also pretty cool. You can actually just say Walser Nissan Wayzata, and it will give you turn-by-turn directions, not only on the infotainment screen, but also onto your digital gauge cluster, because there is maps built into here as well. So that means your attention is going to be focused on the road ahead, and if you just have to look down, you're not looking over, and you're definitely not messing with your phone. But this infotainment screen has a ton of really cool stuff in here, and it is a full touch screen, but you can control it through the steering wheel as well. So there's this little button on the right side that kind of skips between, so you can hop over to the right and then kind of scroll down with the wheel, and that just makes it so you're, again, not messing with the screen, but just using your hands so you can pay attention to the road ahead. But all this stuff in here is so good. You can even pair with Amazon Alexa if you have an Amazon account, which is pretty cool. There's just lots of cool apps. But then the backup camera is really good in here. So it's a full 360 view around the vehicle. There's like 20 different views you can go through to check out. It is so good. You would almost have to be trying to hit something. That's how good that backup camera is. It just gives you like the clear hood view side to side. It's pretty awesome. And then you also do get parking sensors in here. So one other thing, like I said, the ProPilot 2.1 system. So there's a little blue button on the other side of the steering wheel. And if I click that, that's got my blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning. You've also got forward collision notification warnings. There's so much stuff in here. It really is great. Like I said, if it's you and the family in the vehicle, obviously you're going to want to make sure you're safe. And the ProPilot system absolutely delivers on that. It is such a good system. If there's anything in there you don't like for any reason, you can just click the little button in here, go into the settings and shut it off. But there's some pretty cool stuff in here. I mean, obviously, some of it gets a little bit intrusive in some new vehicles, but I didn't really feel that. Since I've been driving around the Murano this morning, like the lane assist feature doesn't really grab the steering wheel and throw it out of your hands or anything. The blind spot monitoring is just really convenient. And then you also get an adaptive cruise control system. So if you're driving an older Nissan or that's something you haven't had before, you can set like a 3-2-1 kind of car length distance, keeps that distance on the road, just lets you eat up a ton of miles with comfort and knowing that the Murano might be looking out even if you aren't quite paying attention for a second. So there's lots of great equipment, technology. I mean, there's so much in here, but we do have to touch on the price. So if we're talking MSRP, we're going to start around the $43,000 price range. But again, keeping in mind, this comes with all-wheel drive and everything else now. And then if we bump up to the SL, this particular one's going to be right around $49,000. At the time of filming, there's a few discounts available, so you're going to be in the low $40,000 price range. This is a lot of car for the money. When you're looking at the average new car price at over $50,000 now in the US, you're not getting an average amount of equipment here. the heated seats, heated steering wheel, the CarPlay, all of the technology, the safety. I mean, this feels more like a luxury competitor than something that would compete with Honda and Toyota. That's how good the ride and drive is in here, the comfort. It's so well insulated in here as well. I mean, there's a lot to like on this Nissan Murano. Like I said, maybe you're driving an older Nissan, or you're looking for something that gives you luxury without the luxury price tag. I think this is certainly one to add to the list to come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive at the 2026 Nissan Murano. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.